Big Mike's Coffee Shop presents the Avery Journal-Times Coaches Corner broadcast. Here is our host, Jamie Shell.
And thank you for joining us once again. Jamie Shell here with the Avery Journal-Times with our weekly Big Mike's Coffee Shop pregame coaches show. Appreciate Coach Farmer joining us virtually as we've been trying to catch up with our schedules here the past couple of weeks between family matters as well as the bye week as well. Been a couple of weeks here since the Vikings have been in action out on the field, but Avery returns this week back at home, back at McDonald's Stadium Friday night, taking on the Mountain Heritage Cougars in conference play. Coach, jumping right back into the conference after homecoming a couple of weeks back. Can you talk a little bit, just a little bit about these past 2 weeks and just how you guys have been working and preparing, getting ready for the Cougars coming up?
Yeah, I mean, we just jump right in it. I mean, right after homecoming, we went to the drawing board and we tried to get some things figured out. And thought the kids responded very well on that following Monday's practice. Went hard at it on Monday, going back to fundamentals, the basics, and then Tuesday, same thing. Wednesday and Thursday, and then just making sure that we're taking care of our bodies. I mean, that was one of the biggest things. And they got off on Friday, and some had family stuff in town, and just wanted to give the kids a break. I mean, that was just one of the biggest things there on a Friday after we had already been through. They've been going at it since since the spring really, and then obviously summer. But just want to give the kids some time, get out and enjoy themselves a little bit, and just kind of hit the reset button a little bit. And obviously we came back Monday and this week here, and we attacked it pretty hard. And then Tuesday, we had some adversity at practice, but you're able to. Those are the type of things you got to continue to work on. And obviously Wednesday we kind of wanted to polish up some things, and today, I mean, we didn't go this morning. Went this afternoon, and just kind of wanted to get the kids back into the swing of things. And I thought, so far, I mean, we've kind of been watching a lot of film and kind of going over a lot of different things, going back to the fundamentals, and just playing football. I mean, that's just one of the biggest things that that I emphasize on this whole entire week and the last 2 weeks. And we know Heritage. Heritage is a really good team, and it's like I told our kids, hey, you're at home. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You're at home on a Friday night. You don't get much more after this, as in home games. So you got tomorrow night, and obviously you got senior night and next Friday. But our main focus is Mount Heritage. They beat Polk. They had a running clock against Polk. And then that came down to, I think it was the third quarter they had running clock, and on their homecoming night, and they played Madison, which obviously that was actually a pretty good game as well. So, just going back to the basics, I mean, and preparing for them is our key thing right now.
When you see Mountain Heritage, I know watching them on film, it seems like they're pretty similar in the kind of their offensive style from previous years. I know this year, I know Kason Jones has been a big player for them. I know he was recently selected to play on the North Carolina Shrine Bowl team. I know that's a big honor for especially kids here in our neck of the woods here.
I was a member, so it's a huge accomplishment for him for sure.
Can you speak a little bit just about not? I know you have to worry about what he's going to bring to the table offensively and defensively, but just kind of what you see about Mountain Heritage on tape that you see that helps them to be the kind of club that they are this season, already at 2-0 in the conference and 5-1 here overall.
I mean, they get after it, up front, and, they're fouling off the ball, offensive line and defensive line. So, offensive line wise, fundamental sound, just being able to stay low, getting off the rock, pulls, a lot of different things you kind of see there. To quarterback wise, quarterback's really good. Dual threat guy. Obviously in the backfield, Kason. I mean, Kason's back there as well. Too, they got some good receivers as well. And, they've got some athletes. And I know we do too. But Heritage is they're fundamental sound. I mean, and they run the ball hard. And, the two they throw. And two, they try to play quick. And that's one of their things that they do. And they're well coached. I mean, and those guys, they get out of it, and defensively for them, same thing. I told the boys, I said, man, I'm tired of seeing this Braxton kid. But he's a good defensive end. And their defense is pretty stout as well. And, they swarm the football pretty hard. Special teams is actually pretty good. So all three phases to the ball game, these guys are pretty good for sure. So
it's something I believe they have in common with your club is that they do have some youth, a lot of juniors on their team. I know Kaysen is kind of their senior leader, but your quarterback Deaton is a junior.
Yeah.
They've got one other senior, Gabe Ongie, on the line. It's pretty good. A good player. You mentioned, of course, Braxton as well. They're a solid club, of course. But of course, every team in this conference is solid. It's been said for years that this is one of the toughest conferences in the state.
Yes.
As far as you have to be prepared every week to play every team. There are no walkovers, and definitely that's the case here this week. When you look back at the game from Friday, 2 weeks back, the Owen game, is there any one specific thing that you saw from that game that you can look and say, this is something we're building on. This is something that will really serve us well coming into Friday night's game.
I would just say, just with our run game, and just getting the ball out quick. And too, I seen, it didn't look like it at times, but I thought too our special teams was actually pretty good as well. Defensive wise, we're trying to get back out of it. 2 years ago had that thing swarming. Last season we gave up some things, but we still had it swarming as well. And it's kind of that's what I was just told the kids. Guys, we gotta get back to being us. Swarming football is one of our key things on defense, and being able to tackle. Being able to poke the ball out. Being able to coverage, all these type of different things. But I've seen a lot of good things the week before last contest, and a lot of things that we could obviously build off on. And I thought, just once we get things going, keep it going. Just we don't want to be inconsistent 24/7. Like, just make sure that we are staying consistent. And adversity is going to happen. And that happens at any game, any type of level. But for us, like I said, just stay consistent. If it's 3rd and 1 or something like that, we're knowing no missed penalties or anything like that. We want to be disciplined and stay disciplined. So those type of things like that, we continuously try to build off on right now. And on top of that too, like, we talked before, we're young this year, but, at the same time, we still got a lot of ball left to play. And I think our kids this week and the last week before, or the week before our bye week, starting to get that message now for sure.
Of course, I want to pause and just thank the folks at Big Mike's Coffee Shop, Mike and Jackie Nelson. I know we've last couple of times haven't been able to meet over in the shop personally for those coaches interviews, but we really appreciate their sponsorship. We haven't abandoned them. Just want to make sure folks know that. But we do appreciate everything they're doing. I know they're still in their, I guess, process transition of moving to their new shop. I know that's still well underway. But right now they've got the fall menu of items available. The pumpkin spice. I've never personally been a pumpkin spice lover, but I know a lot of people who are. So definitely a lot of the options they have there. The flannel macchiato, that's the one name I always remember. And they have several other items as well, a number of different treats and cold drinks, hot drinks, you name it. They're great supporters of Avery Athletics in general, football program, and just the community. So we just want to, again, give them a shout out for their sponsorship of our coaches shows, our halftime reports, and our post-game shows every week. And coaches, we jump back in. I want to talk just a little bit about the JV team just a minute. I know they've wrapped up their season, had their last game last Thursday night. Just wanted to kind of maybe get an overview thought on just how things you feel like went for that team this season. And also, will we be seeing some of those players suiting up for you as the season moves on here in varsity?
Yeah, getting chills right now. So, our JV program, man, what a way to finish. We been through a lot throughout the summer, and obviously we start off with a win, and then it gets no sweeter after that to get a win at the end of the season. And those guys fought 24/7, day in and day out at practice, in the ball games as well, stuck together as a family, and couldn't be more proud of those guys. And the key thing is, that when we traveled down, it was Coach Coggins. I mean, Coach Coggins did a great job. awesome job with the JV program. Coach Neil Gregg, all our coaches. Definitely working with those guys continuously, knowing what we're trying to do for out of my system, and just trying to make sure everything's flowing pretty good. And hats off to all the coaches as well. But our kids, most people don't know, but we were injured a little bit, but the thing is, even though the guys that were injured, they still stuck together, and that was a key thing, man. And couldn't be more proud of these guys. Thursday night we didn't leave over there till it's about 10:30, because the guys were super excited, and that kind of lets us know right now where our program is headed, especially with the JVs, and obviously those guys are building off that. And we did end up pulling our ninth graders up. We had a couple guys coming up as well. We had Bodie Brewer came up, a lineman, and we had Colt Wise as well, Colton Wise. Played in the backfield too. Also two-play corner. Hunter Hollis was another one that came up. Hunter Hicks was another one came up. Hudson Madness came up as well. We also then we pulled about Ryder Hollis is another one we pulled. And I'm missing one. Roman. It's Jude Thompson's brother. I always call him Rome, but Rome came up as well. And we had probably about 2 or 3 more. But key thing, these guys, they came in, didn't miss a beat. So at practice, this week here, we'll definitely be seeing these guys in the ball game, and they're definitely going to help us, and they know that. And I told them, it's a different type of speed, because you got JV and you got varsity. So they hit the ground running. Off to a great week of practice this week. Silas Fisher was another one that we brought up as well, another lineman. All guys we brought up, and man, I'm so proud of the JVs, man. I'm so proud of them, dude. It's amazing. And for them to be able to get that accomplished this season here, that was super amazing, man. And it was only one game that we were out of. I mean, and that was against Swain County, and and unfortunately we didn't want that to dismantle or anything like that on our program. But things happen. But one thing about it is the future's bright, and I'm looking forward to those guys coming up. And obviously I'm looking forward to the next group that's coming up to the JVs, because there was a lot of kids that's coming up and seeing the games, and super excited about that too. So our future's bright, and man, I'm jacked about those guys, man, for sure. I can't be more proud of them.
Well, as you mentioned, having those players come up, they might contribute minimally for your game on Friday night, perhaps not. However that works. Yep. But you're still going to have them for practices. And I imagine that's a great asset to have more players on the field to help, because again, with the size school, the smaller sizes, yep, that's a little difficulty when you're having to try to practice with lesser players, especially as the season goes on, and you have some nicks, you have some scrapes, and you get beat up a little bit. It's got to be helpful having them, as you said, having more bodies in there to practice and work with.
And too, when we've added, just with our guys, in the years I've been here, I've seen it happen. And I know one thing I said for sure whenever, when I took over, I said, hey, a freshman can play. And it doesn't matter what they are, anything like that. They can play for sure. And in the past, we've had a lot of guys as freshmen to come up and play, and we moved up and different things like that. But these guys here, that they're hungry. So that's a plus to have, and they're not quitting or anything. It's just continuously want to get better and better, and that's the key thing to it. And I'm super excited about it. And obviously, I see from Monday already them coming in and practicing. I can already see the growth that continues to happen. So I'm definitely excited about these guys, and two, we're all one big family. So, and that's what they continuously hear. It doesn't matter if you're JV or varsity. Everybody's together. So I think we're headed in the right direction with those guys, and the future's bright for sure.
Mentioned scrapes and nicks a little bit. Can you speak about the guys' health, having this little bit of time off? I know that in some ways does help you as far as healing up some wounds and what have you. But how is your team right now health wise?
we've got two that'll be out, but actually three. We got three that'll be out. But those three, we're hoping to get one back here probably next week for sure. Right now he kind of practiced a little bit this week. Just trying to get him back moving. Joe Hawkins, man, I always mention it every time. What would you do without that guy, man? So, we're pushing hard and trying to get them back at 100% for sure. And two of them, or three of them are seniors, and then we have one sophomore that'll be out. Well, two juniors that'll be out, so 5 total. I'm so super sorry about that. And then obviously we got one freshman that'll be out, but so it's 6 total. So sorry. But hopefully we can get these guys back and get everything going. And we got big news this week here. Super proud of how he's fought back, and we actually got Robbie Gerke back, junior.
Right.
We got him back finally this week here, and he's able to practice this week, and off to a great start. So looking forward to him getting back into it, and he's excited. I think he's more emotional than anything, and we talked. So super proud of him, and obviously Joe still continues to work with him, and but for sure we got Robbie Gerke back this week, so that's a definitely plus for us, and looking forward to it.
I know Robbie being an experienced player for you, played last year for you.
Absolutely.
I guess as receiver, right? So he's only giving you a little bit.
Well, he was our starting DB last year, starting at safety. So
gives you some experience back there, especially with a team like Heritage that they will throw the ball a little, but they love to run. So it really demands a lot on your secondary to be able to kind of read and react. So I'm sure that's as well. And Coach, I know. Again, you've got 4 games left, 2 here at home, back to back. One of the earliest senior days I can think of, senior nights.
Yes.
Just next week, of course, with Hendersonville. Again, another really strong squad this season. It looks like right now Hendersonville and Mountain Heritage kind of the sort of the cream of the crop there, and you've got Mitchell kind of, as I like to say, kind of sneaking around the chicken coop because they're quietly, they're improving very, very well and looking good as well. Of course, Owen surprising some teams too. They're right in the mix as well. So, there's a lot still up for grabs. Of course, looking ahead, hopefully toward the postseason as well. Coming out of this week's game, what are you looking to see going into once this one's over? What do you hope that you see from your guys as you move into senior day next week? And what do you feel like this team still needs to show you and show your coaching staff and maybe even just fans and folks and followers of the team that will be, an encouraging note, I guess, as you're continuing to make positive strides?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, our main focus is tomorrow, but our kids right now, we've had that conversation again today as well, as we were watching film and things, and we kind of just talked about, even last week, I just put it all together. Last week, and this week, we kind of hit on like, hey, got 4 games. And the biggest one is obviously right now against Heritage, as enough because that's the game we're focused on. But, these are 4 tough teams we're getting ready to face. And, for us, I think it's good for us. A lot of people can say and everything, but, I think it's good for us to have. This is what you want, and also too, it's a 2A/3A. So, with our conference and how it's split, we obviously won't be in a 3A playoff bracket. We'll be in a 2A bracket, but it does help your RPIs. And it's like I told the guys, take one game at a time and one game at a time for sure. And I think just for the most part, next week with the seniors, I mean, it's hard to even think about because I can remember those guys when I first got there. They were freshmen, and they were on the JV team, and seeing them, watching how them grow, it's a lot more bigger than football for sure. And again, I can't be more proud of these guys. And but the main thing is, we're focused on tomorrow because it's breast cancer awareness night tomorrow, and we're looking forward to that one tomorrow for sure. And then, like I said, Mount Heritage, I know, is going to be ready as well. And, I just told our guys we just need to focus on this and get ready to rock and roll because the next 4 weeks for sure, anything can happen in October. So that's I've been there and I've done it and lived it as well in high school. And, anything can happen. So, you got to keep believing. And for the fans, definitely keep supporting and believe too. I mean, that's just one of our key things, and just make sure we stand positive. And, I think, like I said, our kids, we ain't going to give up. We ain't going to quit. And we're going to keep fighting to the end for sure.
I know you mentioned Breast Cancer Awareness Night. Again, something very good for folks to know as well. Do want to encourage folks today that they can wear pink in solidarity as part of that evening. I know the players sometimes will have towels or gloves or things of that nature where they'll support as well. And I know, of course, players in the past and possibly even now that have, someone who's been affected by cancer, breast cancer, or any other varieties. So definitely a great cause to keep in mind as we take part and recognize. Of course, there are more important things than necessarily kicking and throwing a ball around. When
absolutely, and that's one of our key things now. You see it all over the world, and about breast cancer awareness, and we take those things seriously. And I know we've had some players and coaches as well. Coaches currently right now, family members that's going through that as well, and it's a major cost. And it's obviously for our women, it's they're fighting, and that's the reason why we wear the pink for sure, and we definitely want to embrace that because they're fighting for their lives as well, and definitely praying for each and everybody that's either had somebody go through it or even going through it currently. And our prayers are with them, and just know just got to keep fighting that fight for sure. And that's kind of one of my messages that I sent to our kids this week.
Yeah, definitely a good message to send as well. Again, we want to give a shout out to some of our other teams at the high school as well. I know the volleyball team had their senior night just the other night, had that on Tuesday night. They took on Hendersonville, I believe it was, for their senior night. Came up a little bit on the short end, but the 5 ladies there that were recognized, the seniors, do want to definitely appreciate everything that they've meant to the program. I know they played at Polk County tonight, and it's tough playing Hendersonville and Polk County back to back.
Yes.
So I know they weren't able to come up on top of either of those matches, but they are positioned well for the upcoming playoffs.
Yes.
So look forward to seeing them in the postseason. Our girls golf team continues to play great.
Absolutely.
Ranked in the state. I mean, in 2A, they're playing so well. Coach Shook has those girls just rocking and rolling as well, and expect big things from them in the postseason, coming up with our conference tournament and regional and state play as well. We've already touched upon the JV boys as well. The soccer team, I know record not exactly, I'm sure, what Coach Shapiro and his squad would like to see in his staff, but the guys are still out there playing hard.
Still playing hard.
It is a desire there, and I know they've had some tough tests as well, but I know they're continuing to work hard and continuing to improve game by game as well, match by match, I should say. And then, of course, cross country had kind of a limited schedule, but they're out there doing their thing as well, getting out there running. I know they're getting ready for, I guess, upcoming conference and regionals as well. I guess the fall sports season just kind of wrapping up. We blink and the leaves are already changing.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about that heat of summer tomorrow night. Let me tell you. I understand my frost tonight as we're talking.
Yep.
So, yeah, you guys back that October weather. It feels like fall, feels like football weather. So,
absolutely.
I encourage folks to come out to the MAC Friday night, be part of the ball game with Mountain Heritage. Come out and support our team. They can use it. Can definitely always appreciate and feel that support. I know the players have said that more than once, many times. They appreciate that backing behind them. Coach, add or anything you want to say just about tomorrow night, about this week?
Obviously I know for each and every one of us, obviously while our sports teams is going on and, everybody continues to keep fighting. So, I mean, obviously good luck to everybody and to our student athletes as well. God continues to fight that fight and just make sure you show up tomorrow night as well and continue to show up for our student athletes as a whole, not just football, but for each and every sport. Because we're all going through a lot and, but we're going to continue to fight. And, it's going to be exciting for sure. I'm super excited because I get to see these kids every day, and I get to tell them good luck. And same thing applies, for us. I mean, we're all one big family as Avery County High School, so as athletics as well. So definitely just ready for tomorrow as well. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great one.
All righty, Coach. Thank you again. We appreciate it. Of course, as we say, always Big Mike's Coffee Shop, located right now on Wyatt Avenue in Newland. Getting ready to move right off of Highway 194 there on, I guess it's still Panola Road there. It might be 194. I'm not sure exactly what the delineation is of the new building, where that's going to be, but it's just basically across the street from Hardee's. Most people know where Hardee's is. So that's kind of across the street there in Newland, right as you're coming into downtown from, if you're coming from Crossnor. If you're leaving or coming through Newland, it's got on your way to Crossnor right there on your left. Can't miss it. They'll be opening up really soon there. But until then, you can still get your fix, whether it be caffeine, pumpkin spice, chocolate, fruity pebbles, butterscotch, whatever it is you like.
Yeah.
Get your fix over there at Big Mike's. Get that caffeine jolt that you need, or even if you don't like the caffeine or you don't want sugar, they can take care of those items as well, sugar-free or caffeine-free. And like I say, a lot of great items they have available there, especially right now. With their fall menu of different drinks and different variety of items available. Again, we appreciate Mike and Jackie and their sponsorship and their support of Avery Athletics, especially the Avery Football Coaches Show.
Yes,
Again, thank you, Coach, for the time, and we do wish the Vikings the best coming up here against the Cougars. Hope to see you. I'm hoping tomorrow night after the game. Get words as well. So we'll see how things go. Hoping for the best there.
Yes, sir.
But until we catch back up, we'll see you with a halftime report on Friday night. I'm Jamie Shell with the Avery Journal for Coach Farmer. We appreciate you watching. Look forward to seeing you here down the road with our next broadcast. Thank you so much, and go Vikings.
Go Vikes.